And good morning to everyone. Today is Thursday. How are you doing? I hope good. Today, keep this in mind, today is National Day of Prayer across the United States. Very important day. Now, I've looked, and if y'all know of anything different, let me know, but I do not think that there is anywhere in Meridian or around that is getting together to do a prayer at noon. Used to, I thought they did that at lunchtime somewhere around us, but I've looked and I haven't heard of anything. If I'm different, post that. If you know of anything different, let me know so we can pass that on to other folks. But important day across America. It is National Day of Prayer. No matter where you are, whether or not a group gets together or not, send a little prayer up. Our nation does need that. Very important thing. Well, if you've cracked your back door this morning, you'll notice that it's a little different this morning than it has been for the 3 or 4 days that we've had previous. Cooler. It's 55 outside right now. We've been waking up to 70-degree weather leading up to all these storms that we had. It is nice outside right now, kind of almost perfect weather. So we certainly enjoying that as we get our day started there. Last night, I don't know if you had a chance to see this, there was a wreck last night just south of town. Clark County Hot Topics reporting this morning or last night that there was a wreck there at the outpost, which is right there where the Dollar General is. They had to reroute traffic over to the other side and come back on 145. One person was sent to the hospital. I don't know the severity of it. Look at my collar all messed up this morning. I don't know how serious of a wreck it was. I just know that they were taken to the hospital. So as details come on that, we'll have that at 8:30 this morning also. Hearts go out to them. That's not good. Also, we'll later on this morning, as Candace joins me, we'll go over. There was a shooting. You remember that, a murder-suicide in the Russell community. We'll talk about that. That's coming up this morning as we get this Thursday going. Nice weather, though. I really like it. Now, also in the same breath as you're starting this day, we've still got a lot of people without power. I want to say a big thank you to Julie Bowles from EMEPA, who joined us last night to go over who, what, and how, and also Police Chief for joining us, Chris Reed from Meridian Police Department, telling us the areas of Meridian that had some issues there. Let's start out with looking at what the state has this morning with power outages as we go to that. So far, Mississippi still has more than any other states. 23,000 in the state of Mississippi still without power as you're waking up. As we pull this up, Kemper is down to 11. Neshoba County, surprisingly, down to 624. Newton County, huge, 12,474 remaining in Newton County without power. Lauderdale down to 835. As we go to Clark, there's 10. Jasper, about 211. In Scott County, about 216. So we're looking at Newton County in our area here being the worst that we've got locally. You get over here, we got some high numbers also on the west side of the county. And, of course, this was the path of that storm as it came across. Let's go and look at EMEPA this morning. Let me do a hard reboot to make sure that in the last 5 minutes, because it does change as people get updated there. Currently sitting at 948 with EMEPA. This is these errors here are the places that they're working on. That is about half of what they had last night. So they worked into the nighttime hours to get that on. Remaining 948, and they expect to get those this morning. So that's good news. As we all know, it's rough to wake up with no power. It's hard to get dressed. Things just aren't the same. Food's not as good. And we sympathize with all these folks that are without power. It is so hard. You get used to having power. And it would be very hard to go back to the days of not having power. And we definitely don't like that. And if you're sick of that, I want you to see my friend Chuck. They will help you out with that. Of course, they take care of air conditioners and get them all tuned up with that. But right now, this is one of those things, if you don't own one of these, maybe you've got power, but you remember those few hours you were without, and you'd like a Generac, one that turns on automatically, and you don't do without power. You're down for maybe about 30 seconds. It checks to make sure that your power is off, turns on by itself, runs off butane. You don't have to worry about going and getting gas every time it goes out and waiting at a gas station. It is probably out of power also. They're great. They'll come out, they'll measure your house, how much electricity you need, and tell you what size you need for your home. After the power comes back on, it turns off by itself. You don't touch anything. It's automatic. Runs off your butane from your tank. You can't beat that. See them today. Sanders Gas, 693-4054. Talk to them and let them tell you just how affordable it is to get a backup and not have to worry about that. And you don't want to be hot. You don't want to be cold. Either way. See them at Sanders Gas. They'll tell you more about that. All right. As we get this day going, as I said, nice right now, 55. It's really hard to beat it. Let's get into a little bit talking about weather.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And as I said, always a big thank you to EMEPA there. As we go to radar this morning, as we pull this up, all clear. Not a thing going on in our neck of the woods from Louisiana. Well, we start here, Tyler, Texas, and go all the way across to Georgia. Deep South looking pretty good there. Some showers popping up if you're watching this morning from the Texas area there. North, Plano, up in these areas around Denton, Texas, some light showers there. Nothing hard, nothing bad. As we come back across, we do see some showers in the Gulf this morning, moving to the northeasterly there. That's going to cut across Tallahassee most likely and into Gainesville, Florida. Might see a small shower in Fort Walton in these areas here around Mobile before the day is out. But overall, it looks good. As we check, let's do a scan of what storms over the next 3 days, what is predicted there. Memphis, Tennessee, looks like they'll get a little bit of rain today north of here up to the Louisville, Kentucky area. And then down here in Jacksonville, they've got a chance. As we go to, let's go into Friday and see what we've got predicted across the nation there. I got to turn it back on, don't I? These are severe weathers that'll be out to our west here in Kansas. These 4 states right in here from New Mexico to Colorado. Nothing horrible, though. That's a level 1 of rain and light stuff through the Ohio area there. And let's go on into the weekend and see if we've got anything worse that could be approaching us. This will be the worst as we move into Saturday due north of Oklahoma City, Kansas, Wichita area, just west of Joplin where they had that horrible tornado a few years ago. Do y'all remember that? Leveled that town. But those that will be Saturday weather, getting nowhere near the Mississippi area or Alabama. It looks good in our area. We'll watch those folks as they have the outbreak of some severe weather over the weekend. So that's where that is headed. As we get into, let's see what the National Weather Service has to tell us about today and what's going on with it. As we go back, it was on this date, 1952. It was a warm 94 degrees. Woo! Back in 1957, we had the lowest 40 degrees. That was a chilly day there in 57. Again, we're about 10, 12 degrees warmer than that this morning. Still chilly compared to what we've had. I've been used to opening up the back door and let a hot air just grab you. This morning was perfect. If you get to go outside. As we look at that forecast for today across Mississippi and Alabama, we pull it up and we see that we're going to have mostly sunny skies. It's going to come in. We've got a few clouds early, and by late afternoon, we'll hit 77 through most of the area, all the way up through Louisville, through Quitman. Possibility of maybe 1 degree high there, about 78 as you make your way down toward Laurel, Hattiesburg, where it'll be about 79. We jump across the state line and go into Alabama. Looks like we'll have pretty much duplicate weather there. Geiger, in these areas here, we'll sit at about 77 degrees all the way down to Demopolis, Alabama. Perfect weather in these areas there. If you're going to get ready for cutting hay, I guess it couldn't get better than that, could it? Temps over the next 10 days look pretty good there. We're going to stay normal in the Meridian area here as we look at this gray area here. No big change. North of here, as you get up toward the Tennessee line in northern Mississippi, a tad bit cooler. And as always, up in the northeast there, some cold weather always kind of sneaks into that area. As we go across to look at our extended forecast of what we'll have over the next few days, let's see, today 78. We get into tomorrow, a tad bit cooler at 75. Tonight, look at that, 49, as we had that little cool snap this morning of about 51. Most mornings will be great. As we go into the weekend, great weather, sunshine Saturday and Sunday. Sunday night is when we'll get that chance of some showers moving into the forecast. And that's going to be after we get out of church on Sunday night. I don't want to throw you off on that. That's what we're expecting on Sunday night. As we look at the forecast into that, as we go into Mother's Day, perfect weather. Don't forget, that's what's coming up on Sunday. It'll be gusty, but 86. Then we get that rain chance on Sunday night and into Monday morning, a 70% chance of showers. Mostly after 9 o'clock, so you'll be able to get in your car Monday morning when you go to work, and it won't be too bad. But a 70% chance of rain on Monday. As we jump ahead, let's go ahead and go to the mid-month and see what happens. Rain through next Wednesday there after it starts on Monday. As we roll into the 13th there, we'll get 73, nighttime lows of 50. And by the 15th, we're back into the 80s again. It looks solid for the next 5 days after that of staying in the 80s, nighttime lows of only in the 60s. So it'll warm up once again there. Great weather. We can't complain about it today, though. But Mother's Day will be great during the daytime. Hope you get a chance to spend a little bit of time with your mom. As we do some good mornings, Charlene Gaddy is up. How are you today? Glad to have you tuned in with us. Phil Garrison is up, along with Miss Joy Stamper. Glad to have you here. Charlotte Edwards is up. Tommy Ainsworth. Jeanette Rigdon, good morning to you. Terry Carter, good morning. It was a nice, cool start, Donna Roseman said, to today. It is. I like it out there. Sylvia Stewart, good morning. Also, Jonathan Ritchie, good morning to you. Charlie Wiggins is up. Good morning to all. Also, Janice Bounds. Brian Guess is up. Good morning from Philadelphia. Hope all is well there also. Terry Ray's up. And Miss Gail Gafford joining us on the broadcast this morning. A nice day to begin it. So, no excuses. As I mentioned, don't forget today is the National Day of Prayer. As we get it going, that's really what gets us all by with these things. And as I talk about different things, we talked about when your power goes out, always be prepared. These folks are right here in Meridian, and if you want to get rid of that worry when it comes to when a tornado comes and you want to shelter, the precast group, all these are made in the Meridian area right here just south of town, and they'll build a tornado shelter that'll stand it all. They're great. They've got air vents. You can put as many seats as you want, design it however you want on the inside. Out on Highway 145 South. Here you go. This is the way it'll be delivered out. A little over $4,600 is how this starts out. They can make it how you want. They can install these as well when you're building a home. Right? They can put it on there and make it a closet. If you've already got your home built, these will go outside. This is a closer view of what it looks like as you zoom in here. Steel doors, solid concrete. As I've said before, they weigh about 20,000 pounds. It's heavy. It's not going to be blown away. That's one that was set up. These are the types that are set in the ground, that are buried there. If you like it in the hillside, they can install it that way as well. That sticking up is your air vents there. However you want to do that. Talk to them at the precast group. Get prepared and be ready for the next storm that comes your way. Do it however you like. Again, that's the precast group. If you're looking for a tornado shelter, let them talk to you. You can call them at 482-0003, and they'll fill you in on how all that works with getting one delivered to you. It's easy. I was talking to someone earlier this morning. They called me, and they were talking about, the power goes off. You worry about it for about a week, and then you forget about it until the next storm comes along. Be prepared. Just plan ahead and do it that way. A good morning also to Nick Dowell tuning in this morning, watching. Candace will be with me at 8:30 this morning. That's a little over about an hour and a half from now. And don't forget, we'll have a little announcement we're going to make this morning. I hope you'll join us to watch all of that as we begin our day. And we'll go over all the news stories that's happening across America and what's happening locally. I'd like to say thank you for joining us this morning. Again, great weather, currently 55 as we're waking up, headed for a high of about 77. Perfect weather. We'll see you back in just a little while. Thanks for watching this morning. We'll see you in just a short bit while.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by